This is something that I wish somebody had told me before I started trucking, because it would have probably did take my decision on whether if I wanted to be a trucker back then or not, if I knew what I know now.
I could blame it on your lips, your touch, your kiss, real traditional.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my video. This is Belinda. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, turn on your notification. And I just post whatever on YouTube, so stick around because my life is crazy. And this is pretty much a video of the ugly truth about trucking that I'm making today. As you guys can tell, I'm not on the road. I am back at home in my own comfort. So for this video, you guys, I wanted to go ahead and give y'all a list of the ugly truth about trucking. This is something that I wish somebody had told me before I started trucking, because it would have probably did take my decision on whether if I wanted to be a trucker back then or not, if I knew what I know now. But just for those that's thinking about doing trucking, I'm not trying to put any negativity out there, but this is something that I do want to share with my audience, with my viewers, because not a lot of people on YouTube is really telling y'all the truth about the insights of trucking. I've had my experience, so I know really from experience the ugly truth about trucking. They won't tell you this, you know, all you hear is, oh, well, you can be a truck driver, you can make all this money, but there's something behind it, behind making these big amount of money. If y'all could probably hear it, I am sniffing. I do have a stuffy nose. So I am a little bit under the weather, but it's okay because I wanted to really do this video for you guys. So don't pay attention to it. Please don't. Number one, I'm gonna start with the first one. Companies prioritize loads than drivers. These companies out here, y'all, be mindful. They not gonna really care about you. They probably care about you just a little bit, just so you can make that load, but 8 out of 10, they're not gonna care about you. They care more about that load being delivered on time than you and your well-being. So yeah, companies prioritize their load. They don't really prioritize nothing else other than you making that delivery on time or as soon as possible. Number two, women can't be out and about. Women, females, truck drivers, we all know this. We cannot really be out and about, and it sucks because, you know, nowadays these men can just kind of go out night, do what they gotta do at these truck stuff, but we can't. We really have to stay visible as much as possible because we are a target and we don't want to be seen or noticed, because nowadays, you know, you're around man 24/7, so you just don't know what kind of, you know, what kind of perversion some of these people may have, especially being in an industry that's full of men. So you really want to be careful. So yeah, you have to be careful. Watch your surroundings. Be careful where you stop at night and make sure it's well known and lit. Number three, trucking feels like a gamble. It can sometimes feel like a scam. You have to keep up with your miles or your hours you put in. They may try to cheat you on your miles. So I don't know, when I was out here with trucking, I did make some good money. But then I started going to a different company where, you know, I didn't think to keep up with my miles. But, you know, one day or 1 week, I decided to do so to keep up with my miles. And I noticed I was short on some miles. So you have to, like, be aware of the miles that you're driving. Make sure they're not trying to play you with your money, because trucking will do that. You have some of these companies that will play you on your miles and your money. And this is not a regular job. You're kind of like an entrepreneur, so you have to keep up with your own finance, with your own check. Companies are like that. If you don't say something, they're going to keep your money. And the reason why I say it's a gambling is because it's like it's always a hidden agenda. Like you just never know. It's your every week is different. You may have a good check this week, but the next week you may not. You know, sometimes they cut your miles or they cap on your miles because they see that you're getting more money. And sometimes trucking companies will do that. They will cut your miles because they notice that you're getting more money, and it's just ridiculous. It's always an agenda. So you just got to be careful for these type of companies. Number 4, your dispatcher determines your outcome pay. So basically what I was saying on number 3, your dispatcher. Make sure you give your dispatcher, or you talk to your dispatcher on the expectations that you want to meet out here as a truck driver. You know, if you're the type of person that likes to run, make sure that your dispatcher is giving you a load a day ahead. That way you have a load after you drop that load off, so you're always running. So if you're that type of runner, make sure you get on a dispatcher like that. If you're not, and you're the type of person that like to take breaks there and then, also let your dispatcher know that. Also tell your dispatcher so that way he knows what type of driver you are. So yes. Number 5, some companies can put a cap on your pay if they see that you're making a lump sum of money. Oh, okay, I already said that. Number 6, be careful with company that likes to deduct money out of your check without knowledge. Some companies will do that. I had a company that did that. But they paid me that deduction back. I wish I had known about it, but I didn't, so I wasn't aware that they were going to do that. The reason they took the deduction out of my check was because I was on my phone, which is not good. Do not be on your phone. They weren't wrong for that, but I would have appreciated it at least if they could have told me about it. So, you know, it was reasonable, but without communication, it's not reasonable at the same time. But they did ended up giving my money back, which I really appreciated, because I can't afford for a company to deduct money out of my check. Just be aware of that. One time they did try me. They had let me go. This one company had let me go, and I'm here thinking they're gonna they're gonna take care of all the expense as far as taking me home. But instead of using their money to take me home, they took my money out of my check to pay for my flight back home. And it wasn't without knowledge. So I was like, wow, that's really grimy. Because why not tell me? You know, why not let me know? Why not let me make that decision on my own? But the reason they didn't tell me is because they did not want to come out of pocket for my trip back home. So, you just got to be careful, because companies will do that. That's very grimy, and it's just messed up overall. So be careful. Like I say, well, probably you haven't heard me say this before, but trucking is not for the weak. This industry, bruh, you have to have very, very tough skin, because I don't even know how I did it. I want to say God gave me the strength to continue with trucking as long as I've been in it. But I'm just not the type of person to give up at the same time too. So what number are we in? Okay. Companies will look out for themselves and their business. I said that. Some companies don't prioritize safety. They mainly care about load and making it to the delivery. Yes, there are some companies that only prioritize loads versus your safety. Safety should always be number 1. Forget the load. It's always safety. But sometimes you'll have companies that say that they're all about safety, but yet action speaks louder. You feel me? So be careful. Trucking company will bully you if you don't know the game to trucking. If you're fresh out of school, getting your CDL license, you have to watch out for companies that will try to bully you, make you do something that you don't want to do. You don't have to take a load if you don't feel comfortable. You don't have to do anything, matter of fact, if you just don't feel comfortable. Tell them what you're looking for. Tell them your expectation, and they'll let you know their rules and their expectation. And if it's not a good fit, find a company that is a good fit. You don't have to stick with that one company and feel like no other company will take you. No. As a new grad, you have options. You have a CDL license. You have options. There are a lot of companies out there that will take new grads. So yeah, don't let these companies bully you. Number 10, trucking can feel like a war zone. I say that because everyone most likely is going to look out for themselves. You have to speak up for yourself if you need something done. So when I say war zone, I mean it like as far as like trying to fight to like, I don't know, this last company made it feel like a war zone. Like I felt like I always had to keep up with the check, every paycheck. I had to keep up. Sometimes they would make a mistake and miss out on layover pay. They wouldn't want to pay layover pay sometimes, and detention pay. They weren't like paying detention pay. Or sometimes they would take $100 off and I would have to fight that. And it's like sometimes I didn't like the miles they were giving. It was just always a fight. And I just felt like I was in a war zone. I don't like that. I like to work peacefully knowing that things is going as smoothly as I want it. Now the other companies I was in, I didn't have to go through that, but you just have to be careful. You gotta make sure you're in a company that's not making things hard, but making things easy for you. I think this is the last one. Number 11. If you're not with the right company, you will see yourself job hopping and not making the most earning you could have made as a truck driver. Yes. Don't let no company, put a cap on how much you should make as a truck driver. Of course, get your experience if you're new, you know, just get your experience and stuff, whatever. But also, don't let them underpay you because of your experience. It has to be like a sweet spot. 2 years is a good mark. 2 years of experience is good. That way, you have more options with other trucking companies. So 2 years. If you get 2 years under your belt, you'll be great. You'll be good to like join other trucking companies. Yeah, and make more money, of course. All in all, it's better to have your own truck so you won't have to deal with all the problems and issues that comes with trucking and everything I said on the list. When you have your own truck, you're your boss, you make up the loads, you don't have a cap on your miles, nobody's trying to, you don't have nobody in your pocket, nobody that's, gonna see, you don't, okay. How can I say this? When you have your own truck, you're your own boss. Nobody is looking at your finance. It's just you and God, of course. You get to determine how much you want in your bank account. You get to determine how much you want to run. You get to determine the miles that you want to have for the week. So, yeah, if I was to do trucking all over again, I would most likely would want to get my own truck. But then again, I'm glad I didn't because I don't have a land, I don't have a house, so where would I put that truck, So it's okay though. Everything happened the way that it should have happened. So if it was time, it would have happened. So yeah, that is the ugly truth about trucking. When you start off, you're not gonna make as much, but if you do teams, you will. If you want to make that money right off the gate from CDL school, I say start with teams. You're gonna make your money. The first check that I've ever gotten with with just trucking was $1,200. That was because I was teaming. I don't know how much I would have gotten if I was solo, but that was, for me, that was actually pretty good money at the time. So yeah, y'all, I thought I'd give you guys the ugly truth about trucking. And that's the truth. Ain't nobody gonna keep it real as I am, because I am the realest of the realest. And yeah, y'all, this will be the end of this video. Next video, I have news for you guys. So stay tuned. Subscribe. like, turn on your notification. And hopefully by the next video, I would feel a whole lot better. I pray that I do, because right now, whew, it's okay. I'm gonna get better. But I'm doing this video because I want to. I want to go ahead and just post it and put it out there for you guys, so you guys that's deciding to be a trucker would at least know the ugly truth about it. There is pros, but there's also cons, and there's also ugly truth. I hope this video was very informative. And yeah, share this video whoever is deciding to be a truck driver. Wish you the best in it, and you'll do great. All right, you guys. Bye. Help me, wish me to get well. Pray that I get well. I know I will.